Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the third video in the facial rigging tutorials. Today I want to talk about adding the actual joints in the system, and I want to talk about adding the single chain solvers that we're going to need for the eyes, and hopefully, I don't think so, but maybe we can get started on adding the controls in there, but we'll have to see how far we get. But let's go back into my app, right? So this is what I've done. I just aligned everything perfectly to the actual face. I want to show you how I did the mirror function, because that was a little bit more complicated than I initially thought. So what I do, right, I just find both left and right side, but there's a thing. Since the clusters here, they share a single locator, right? This one. Same for the lower hand here as well. But that means that the left side has 30 locators, but the right side only has 28. So what I do here, right, I just go through all of them, but if it's the upper mouth 0 or the lower mouth 0, I pass them, and if not, I append them to my empty array that I've made here. Then I go through them all, and then I just flip them on the x-axis and move the right side. That's what I've done. But this was a little bit tricky, because you have to make sure that we get an equal amount of locators on both sides, right? So left and right. So that's why I've added this part over here. Okay, let's just start adding in joints. That's a little bit more fun. I first want to start adding them, and then later on I want to parent them. So let's just start first by finding all the locators that we've made. So locators, and then we're going to find all of them. And we don't care about the size, we just want to find them all, giving all, and make sure that we get the transform. Okay, find all the locators that we have from both sides. I don't care which one it is. Then we're going to go through them, all of them. So in all locators, go to all locators, and for each one of them add a joint. But there's a special joint, the one that we add is the one here in the middle, the dummy joint, right? So this locator over here that's in the middle of the head, we want to make sure that there's only one joint in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to add it here, and I want to give it a special name. In this case, I just first, if it's the locator is called, the lock face head dummy, this one. Then I want to make sure that I deselect everything, so it selects and then deselect equals true, right? So deselect everything. Then we're going to add a joint here, so based on joint. The reason why is because I want to make sure that I give it a simple proper name. Everything else is going to be done by itself, but in this case I just want to make sure it's done properly. So radius is 1, and then the lock position, well, we don't have it yet, but position here we don't know yet, so we need to get them first. And then the name is going to be face rig head dummy, right? So we need to get the position of the locators. So in this case we just get it from the lock itself. So I'm going to get here the lock position. It's based on xform. Again, done many times before. Q is true, so query it, get the translation, and make sure it's a roll space. Then we can now add it here, the lock position, right? Beautiful. So if it's not a dummy, then just go absolutely fucking nuts. Okay. Again, we make sure that we don't have anything selected. Especially when you start adding in joints, we want to make sure that we don't select everything or anything for that matter. And then again, based on joint, radius is still 1. The position is still the lock position. And then the name, well, I kind of want to have the same name as the locator, but I want to make sure that's actually split. I'm going to type here face rig, right? Face rig. Then plus the locator to string, because then we can split it. So where do I want to split it? Well, they're called lock face name. So what I want to split down though is I want to get rid of everything that is called lock face underscore. So split this part, right? So it's going to make a split for, so let's just type the example real fast. So I'm going to grab this one here real fast. So if you have this, right, what's going to do is it's going to split it, right? So like this, right? So that's the split. That means though that it will give us a list of 2 items. In this case, the lock face and the lock lower mouth in this case. So we want to make sure then we get the second one in the list, and that's in this case 1. So we get the second item in that freshly created list. That's it. So let's have a quick look. If I don't get any errors, I do not. I think I've made a button already, and there we go. Whole bunch of joints, like we want to see. Okay, so I made one for everything. So one here in the eye, for example, in the center of the eye. I got an eye locator aim here. Beautiful, right? This is exactly what we want to have. Next step would be parenting them all, right? And that's a little bit more complicated because it has to be done in a certain manner, right? So if I create them again, which will feel fast. So I want my eyelids to rotate around this pivot point, right? So I want to create the actual bulging of the eye by using the rotation function. So what I should do is I should parent these objects to my eye joint over here, so I can actually rotate them like this. But it's also going to cause us a little bit of an issue because I can move them fine, right? That's fine. But when I start adding in a single chain solver, I'm going to do it real fast. Select it properly, this one. Now I start doing this, you can see that it actually starts rotating both joints, and that's exactly not what I want to have. So what we need to do is add another joint in here, a child of this one. Going to be here. That will be actual rotating joint of the actual eyelids. I hope that makes any sense, but I will show it again in a bit. So do everything. There we go. Okay. So let's first get all the joints right that we have done so far. So let's first make a new. Yeah, there we go. I need to find them all. So in this case, all left eye joints. And then we're going to use a whole bunch of wildcards here. Based on ls, right? In this case, I want to make sure that I get everything from the left side. But I want to have every object with the word lid in it, and everything after it I don't care. And the reason why I say it like this, because we have an upper eyelid and a lower eyelid, and they both have lid in common, right? So the lid is a word that's in both names. So I can add a wildcard here, like everything between the L underscore and the lid, we don't care what it is. If it's there, give it to me afterwards, and after the underscore here, anything you have, right? So do the same thing here for my right eye joint. It's going to be R. There you go. And for my, let's do the rest as well. Then we have the smile joints, the one in the middle of the mouth. So these ones over here, these ones over here, right? In this case, I don't care at all about the side. I just want to get them all because those will be paired to the actual dummy object that we've made. So that's going to be face rig underscore. I don't care. Smile. Everything that has the word smile in it, give it to me, right? The size, I don't care at all in this case. Okay, then we have the all brow joints. Again, I don't care either about the side. It gives everything with the word brow in it. Everything. I don't care what it is. And then the same thing for the mouth joints as well. All mouth joints. Okay, give me everything and anything that has the word mouth in it. Anything you have, give it to me. And also last one, all cheek joints, like the two of them. But, again, face rig, I don't care which side it is, I don't care what's in front of it, just give me something that has cheek in it and throw it in the list. Cool. There you go. Okay. Okay. Since I don't know at this stage, right, how many eye joints I have, I'm just going to go through all of them at first. Okay, so for, let's go this left joint in all left eye joints. I want to add a new joint right in the middle of my eye center, so I can have actually joint to rotate on. So I need to first find the locator position of my center joint, or locator, doesn't really matter which one you pick. Get the X form, and then it's going to be the based on ls, it's going to be face rig, then left eye center, Q is true again, T is true again, and null space is still true. Then we're going to make a new joint here. I'm going to call it rotate joint because it's going to be used to rotate the actual I joint. I'm going to make a joint here. Let's call the radius, let's do it a little bit smaller so we can distinguish it. So 0.5. Position is going to be the center lock position. And the name is going to be exactly the same, except for we're going to add rotate joint to it. So that's going to be left joint plus underscore rotate joint, like this. Okay. Now when they have this, we can actually start parenting stuff. So I want to parent my outer joint, in this case the left joint. I want to parent it to my rotate joint. So let's parent it. So that's going to be left joint to my rotate joint. And then I want my rotate joint to be parented to the I center, right? So rotate joint to my face rig left I center, like this. But before we do anything, this is actually correct, this is correct, but I made a joint here, so I want to make sure that I don't select anything because that could result in weird stuff. This select is true. There you go. Cool, right? Let's have a quick look what it actually does. If I don't get any errors, I get errors. Indentation error. Where did I get it this time? 204. Did I fuck something up? I don't. Huh. If I comment, oh, it's probably. Let me just check it out real fast. Yep. So annoying. So I just added one more space. It's probably also fucked up. Also fucked up. I think this will do it. There we go. Okay. Add joints. We get a whole bunch of them extra, right? So you can see, right? This is now the rotate joint. In this case, you can actually rotate it on the pivot. And this will be for the entire rotation of the eyeball, which we don't need, but this just serves as our pivot point, right? Of these joints over here, the small ones in the middle. This. Perfect. So undo this. So then we also need to do the right side. First, I also want to make sure that my aim joint is also parented to something. So I'm going to do it outside the for loop, right? Because we only have one aim joint per eye. So I'm going to make sure that I get the tabs correct this time. And paste up the parent again. So outside the for loop. And I'm just going to type it manually. So that's going to be face rig left eye aim should be parented to the face rig left eye center. Right? And then my eye center should be parented to my dummy object. Face rig left eye center to my face rig head head dummy, like this. Let's see if it actually works. Then copy paste it to the right side. Just close this real fast and boom. Yep. See, right? It's here. Perfect. Just copy paste it to the right side as well. So I'm going to copy paste all of it. Make sure that tabs are correct. They are now. Okay. So let's do the right joints here. So this is going to be all left right joints. All right joints. Let's call this right joint. This should be R. This should be right joint. This is correct. Right. This should be R. This should be R and R and R. Let's take it all real fast. All right joints. This is correct. Right joint. Yeah, I think. A quick look. Oh, yeah, there you go. There we go. That's better. Okay. Let's do everything else as well while we're at it. So that would be, now we're going to do pretty much everything else. So let's start doing, for example, cheekbones for cheek and all cheek joints. Same thing. We need to make sure that we deselect everything, just to make sure we don't parent anything else by accident. Then we get cheek, and then we parent it to the face, rig, head, dummy. And the reason why we don't parent it to like a separate object or separate joint is we don't care about the rotation of these joints. We're going to move them, right? We're actually not going to rotate them. The only thing that will have to rotate are the eye joints, which is why I parented them separately to the eye center. These ones, we just want to get it to the head dummy, and that's it, because that's the only thing we want to have. So I'm going to copy paste this. Let's do this here. So this is going to be, let's do smile joints. This is going to be smile, smickle, smile, and here as well. There we go. Okay. This is going to be brow joints. Let's call this brow, brow, and brow. Okay, one more time. And then we need to get the mouth joints, and then we're almost done. Mouth. And mouth. I think we had them all small, brow, mouth, cheek. Yeah. Okay, any errors? Let's have a look. Should now have like a jungle of joints waiting for us. Let's see. And poof. Correct. This is what I wanted to see, right? And it's really weird, but it's perfect. Now we can also do this one as well. So right, we can parent this one to the head if it's there. So we first need to make sure that it's actually there. But this is perfect. So I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna undo this all. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna check here, right? Let's do it here, above here. If the object exists, so if our neck object exists, in this case it's, I think it's called rig, neck, end. Yeah, if that object exists, then I want to parent my face, rig, head, dummy to that object, right? So parent, that's going to be the face, rig, head, dummy to my rig, neck, end. Let's have a quick look. Did I compile this? I did not. I did now. It should now be a child of. Yeah, perfect. Reason why, so now if I were to move my neck, head actually follows instead of like doing all creepy stuff. Okay, perfect, right? So next step would be adding in the constraints. But first, let's make sure that we set the orientation correct for all the joints as well. Okay, I'm gonna select my base object. In this case, it's gonna be my face, rig, head, dummy. Capital D, dummy. Then I'm going to set my orientation. So again, edit is true. Orientation is true. Children, so set all children. Then joint orientation, I think it's X, Y, Z. And then we're going to go for the secondary axis orient. Because I'm going to go for X up. Let's also make sure that we single here as well. Okay, so now we set the orientation properly as well. Not that much to do, but just want to make sure, right, that you actually do this. Okay, let's add a new button. Button. L is add constraints 200, and then the command will be self.add constraints. There you go. Since it's the self, it's going to pass on the self and void arguments, so we want to make sure that we cover that as well. Self and void. There you go. Okay. So since we're lazy again, right, we're going to do it. We're going to make an empty array, or an array with the left side and then the right side as well. So we can do all in one single go. That for side and sides. Okay, now it gets a little bit weird, right? Because what you will think, you could just grab them all and then just assign it, but the thing is though, the eyes, right? I'm just gonna, they should not be parented to the actual eye center, right? They should be parented to the, should be IK to the rotation joint or rotate joint. But since we named them all in that way, right, it's gonna throw them all on one giant heap of things. So I'm gonna for a second here, I'm gonna hit pass. I can show you. Oh. For example, right, if I were to grab my all I joints, let's grab them face rig. This is too left for this for now. Then everything that has the word lit in it. So that's just the I joints, and then also make sure that we get them all, right? Okay. Oh, error. I forgot the. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm just gonna print it out real fast. I joints. Okay. I joint, we keep it like this, and then we add threads. I'll do it straight away. There we go. Oh, threads. Sorry, joints. Now it's icon strings again. I'm fucking up, sorry. Okay, so here you are, right? So what we kind of want to do though is you want to set the starting joint for an IK handle and the end effector. In this case, the starting joint should be like this one over here, lower lit, and then the end effector, sorry, the starting joint is the rotate joint, this one, and the end effector is this one, right? So we kind of want to separate them, so we kind of want to organize them in a nice list. So I'll do it one time so I can get rid of the strings in a bit. Fine. Joints. So we need to organize them, right? So what we can do in this case is we can sort them based on if they have the word rotate joint in it. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna grab from both sides. I'm gonna grab it here. So all I joints, and then we're gonna do it here both sides. So we can do it all at one time since we're lazy. Slash efficient. Okay. So I'm gonna make an empty list, right? That's gonna be called the rotators. I'm gonna make an empty list that's called end joints, right? And then we're gonna go through them all. So in this case, for I, and then let's call this Joe or joint, and enumerate all I joints. You can also just use, I think, a regular one as well. I think you can also use a regular one. Let's try it. For Joe and all I joints. Now, if the string rotate joint can't be found in Joe, then it should be appended to my rotators list. And if it's not, then it should be appended to my end joint list. End joint dot append Joe. Okay, let's have a quick look. Right now we can compare them because they need to be the same length. The list should be the same length. So I'm going to check it here. Let's do length of rotators. I'm going to add space here, and then I'm going to add the second one as well. That's going to be the length of end joint. They should be the same length now. If not, it's going to give us really big errors. Check it out here. Facial locators, create constraints. Nothing at all, because I think I found an error. 265. Yes, that doesn't exist anymore. I'm stupid. Okay, let's start this again. And off. 1010. Perfect. So they are the same length, right? Now we can actually start doing the actual IK handles as well in here. Now this time I do want to create an IK and to IK and enumerate. Let's go for end joint. Reason why, so I can actually use the I value to actually name my IK handles properly. So based on IK handle, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is name, and it's going to be IK. Let's do face. IK. Let's do the end joint. I don't know what the names are going to be, but that should be fine. End joint plus no, we're gonna keep like that actually. No, it's fine. Okay, that was the name. Yeah, that's the name. Then the starting joint, right? That's gonna be in this case the rotators I. The end effector is gonna be end joint I, and the solver is going to be a IKSC solver. There we go. Let's have a quick look. I don't get any weird errors. Straight. There we go. Beautiful. Perfect. Now I can rotate them properly. See, now I can actually rotate. Try this one as well. So you get perfect alignment with the actual eyeball. False shape of the eye. Closing the eye, this is perfect. This is what we exactly what we want to have. Oh, let's undo this one more time. There we go. Nice jungle. Everything else we're going to leave it the way it is, right? What we can do though is we're going to assign. Let's see. I think that should be able to work. We're going to add a point constraint to all the eyes, but we first need to make a controller for this. And then I'm going to finalize this. So I don't think I have time to do this right now. If you want, you can get started. It's just you make a controller that you want to use and align with the position of these joints. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so for now I'm just going to do it the way it is. Then next time we're going to do the controllers and we're going to do advanced rigging. We're going to start using the condition node in Maya, which is like an if statement that you can use. For example, say if an attribute is set to true, then if I rotate my jaw here, the lower lip should follow, but also the upper lips. If it's off, then the upper lip should stay in position. So you can open the mouth, or you have like this chewing motion that you want to also have. Hope you have fun, and I'll see you again next time.